Westfield Memorial Hospital provides high-quality health care to residents of Western New York, offering patients the most sophisticated medical advancements while keeping the ease and familiarity of a community hospital. Support for Chautauqua Sunrise has been provided by WRFA 107.9 FM, Jamestown's public radio station, streaming online 24/7 at WRFALP.com. Low power to the people. Chautauqua Sunrise is made possible by a grant from Fredonia Place, a continuing care retirement community providing dignity in a modern luxury environment. Meter's Restaurant, a family tradition for over 50 years in downtown Ripley, is a proud supporter of Chautauqua Sunrise. Meter's provides all-day dining, banquet services, and custom catering, specializing in pie. Funding for Chautauqua Sunrise is provided in part by the Chautauqua County Industrial Development Agency, with offices in Jamestown and Dunkirk, helping businesses to prosper throughout Chautauqua County. From supporting people with disabilities to enjoy great lives, to providing health care services that are available to anyone, the Resource Center has been improving our county for more than 60 years. Learn more about how the Resource Center makes a positive difference in people's lives. From the Access Chautauqua Studios in Mayville, it's Chautauqua Sunrise. Chautauqua Sunrise is hosted by Doc Hamels and supported by the award-winning volunteers at Access Chautauqua. We are here to share local news, colorful interviews, and events of interest to everyone. Chautauqua Sunrise is broadcast live Saturday mornings each week from 9 to 10 a.m. Send events via email or call us live. Check us out on YouTube and Facebook. And now, from the Access Chautauqua Studios, it's Chautauqua Sunrise.
Whoa, good morning, everybody. I'm Doc Hamels. Wow, what a morning we woke up to, huh? Jeez, I look across Western New York and I think we escaped quite a storm. Justin, how tall are you?
Not tall.
Well, are you over 5.5 feet tall?
No, 5'4".
You're 5'4". If you were in Orchard Park right now, you would be buried with an inch over your head. I can't believe they have 5.5 feet of snow up in Orchard Park. I saw pictures of the Bills Stadium. There's no way anybody could get in or out of there. So.
That's okay.
Yeah, there's probably some diehards probably underneath all that snow. Anyways, wow, it's quite a weather situation that we're all in. You know, yesterday I think it was, I was outside at our house up on the ridge in Ripley, and I could almost, it felt like I could do it, run my hand right along the snow front because it was sunny at my house while everybody else was getting blasted with all this snow. And I drove around Westfield this morning, up here in Mayville, Ripley, or we were in Northeast Pennsylvania I was in this morning. And I'd say maybe 8, 9, 10 inches, maybe maximum. That's a typical winter storm for us, right? But boy, 4 or 5 feet of snow, that's really unheard of. So our hearts go out to everybody up there as far as be safe, drive safe, stay home, and don't worry about the snow right away unless you have an emergency. 2 people have already died from, I don't know, heart attacks or whether trying to move that snow. It's heavy. You know, everybody says, oh, I can do that. I don't care how old you are. You get in that kind of snow, you're pushing it as far as your body's ability to work in those conditions, especially with the wind. Speaking of the wind, you know, here in Chautauqua County, we didn't get that much snow for the most part. I don't know what it's like in Silver Creek unless somebody wants to call in and tell me. But the wind right now is the issue. It's the drifting. So if you're new to driving here in Chautauqua County, please be be informed of this is you could be driving on the road like this morning. I had my sunglasses on all the way here. The sun was so bright it was shining at my eye because the roads were wet. But then all of a sudden, bam, there you are in 6 inches of slush because the winds have been blowing right across the road. So just heed the warning is just take your time. And if you're trying to pass somebody, be careful that you don't get hung up in slush because that can pull you right into a ditch. Okay, so here we are. We're in winter. Last week, I don't even remember what the weather was like, but we've been looking at really nice weather up till now. But Thanksgiving's around the corner. Hope you're all getting your preparations together. All right, so with all that said, I want to say good morning to the whole world because we stream live. Say hi to our friends over in the Ukraine. Hanging tough, I hope. I know that your president is looking to try to find some way of getting a peace pact, so our fingers are crossed and hope that things continue to go in a positive direction for you all. I want to say good morning to all my friends in Florida. Yeah, I know, the sand is deep today. Yeah. So, some of my friends were posting that just to let us know that the sand was pretty deep for the morning. Oh, well, anyways, we are so glad you could join us anywhere in the United States, across the world. Also, I want to say good afternoon to all my listeners on WRFA 107.9, low power of the people in Jamestown. Thanks for joining us at Tuesdays at 1 o'clock. And if you're traveling through Jamestown area on Tuesdays, get on WRFA. It's a great radio station. They got all kinds of great programming. And if you want to, you can actually pick it up on your phone. There's that phone app, and you can listen to all their programs all the time. I do. If you want to ever call in, especially today, if you have some questions for my guest and the topic we're talking about, give us a call at 716-753-5225. Or if you are shy, you can call and they'll write down the message and bring it into me into the studio area. If you're even shyer yet and you have a fundraiser, some special event, especially for the holidays, a lot of things going on, write to me at Chautauqua Sunrise, all one word, at gmail.com. Says it right there, okay? chautauquasunrise@gmail.com. We get all kinds of announcements, and it's free of charge. So we're happy to do that. That's what we do here. We are sort of like the atomic glue for the county. We bring the east, west, north, south, everybody together with announcements so people know what's going on wherever you can. Because we're live right now in the moment. And a lot of times you get publications or announcements somehow or another, and it's already happened in many cases, or they're just reporting what happened, and we're telling you what's going to happen or what's happening at the moment. So stay tuned. All right, let's see what else I got here. Well, anyways, I'm just glad you could join us. We got a great show in store for you today because we're going to talk about just a great hometown event that's going on all weekend long. It started yesterday. It's going to continue all day today and into tomorrow. And actually, it's being rolled out throughout the holiday weekend, the holiday season over the weekends to come. We're going to flip things around. A lot of times, I struggled by reading all my announcements with long names that have lots of vowels in them or words that we still don't know what they mean. Every once in a while, we have to look up a word because somebody throws a word at me. I'm pretty good at reading these things, but every once in a while. So anyways, I want to introduce and welcome to the show. First time, someone I've known for a long time, and we have to go back and figure out where I first met you because I can't remember. Mr. Blair Koss, who is part of the Rosie's Workshop, which is an establishment in Westfield.
Yeah. And
somehow you're part of the whole weekend festivities in Westfield, right?
Part of the downtown partnership and part of the organizing committee with a lot of other great people, and it's come along great this year. We're very excited about it, and it's called Christmas in the Village, right in Westfield, New York. And as Doc introduced, it is happening all weekend, starting at 11 o'clock today with the kickoff of the Hot Toddy Crawl, lots of shopping opportunities, tons of other things. Carolers will be roaming around town, putting you in the festive mood. We've got holiday teas and lots of programming we'll dig into a little bit further.
We'll dig into them, sure. So, I don't know of any other village or town in the area that does this. we've had folks here in period dress over the years talking about the weekend and so forth. I've had carolers here. I've had people from the theater all dressed up in period dress. I think Rick Mascaro showed up as Christmas Past, or Rick Matthews, or somebody did. Anyways,
both of them, I believe. If your name's Rick,
Scrooge.
you got to dress up.
I think one was Scrooge, and the other was the father, Christmas father, whatever it was. Anyways, so how did you get nominated to be here?
Oh, you know,
this kind of was like a rotating guest.
If you know Marilyn Hemmer,
I do.
she will rope you into all kinds of stuff, and that's what happened to me. So I'm very happy to be here, and a pleasure to help her out with showing up here today.
So help me. Where did we first meet? Because I've known you for like a long time. I can't remember.
would be willing to bet that it was at the farmers market, because I'm one of the founding members of the Westfield Farmers and Artisans Market, and I know you do great music there.
Right. Okay. Well, that's been some time then. Okay.
Yeah.
So probably at least 10 years or something.
Oh, certainly, yeah.
Somewhere
That started in 2007. So.
Right. Yeah. In fact, I played 3 different ways. Either one partner, Bill, another Will, and I think I've even done solo work down there. So that's really wow. That's if you were part of that was a success story and continues to be a success story.
Yeah,
Farmers Market.
Yeah, that actually is an interesting segue. I mean, Westfield's had this kind of longer term strategy that was kind of laid out in the early 2000s. Well after the Welches moved their headquarters and everything. And it was to really think about Westfield as a destination place and a place that's a vibrant community that people want to live and they want to come and visit. And it's been the slow build over time, keeping that in mind. And you see a lot of the landscaping improvements that Don McCord is championing, and you're really seeing those come to fruition. We're seeing a lot of small businesses move into the village now, filling up those fronts. As a matter of fact, there's very few open stores in Westfield currently.
Problem, yeah.
Great problem to have. A lot of great restaurants have come and stayed and even survived the pandemic, which is a fantastic storyline. And part of the early thing was that the Chamber of Commerce said, really farmers markets are great things to have in a village, and so a number of farmers markets started in like Fredonia and Mayville, and we started ours in 2007 in Westfield, and the idea was always to be more than just a few produce stands. It was always to think about how do we make this more of a destination market where people want to drive from Erie or Buffalo or Jamestown, and it's been this building it up, getting artisans to come and show their wares along with the farmers and the craft food makers and the wineries. And we now have last year we had 67 registered vendors.
Oh, it has to be.
Typically
It had to be.
50 to 60 set up in the height of summer.
I'm totally impressed. And I announce various farmers markets during the summertime here on the show, but not to just discourage or disparage any other farmers market, but right now I think Westfield has got to be the #1 market in the area.
You warm my heart.
No, but seriously, I mean, I visit these things, and only because I've watched it grow and being part of it musically over the years. It started out, just as you said, with a handful of vegetable vendors and maybe some soap or cookies or something in the Amish. And now it's sprawled out up and down the sidewalks and over towards the mansion and up Portage. I'm going like, holy cow, where do these people all come from?
Yeah, we even have food trucks that show up now right in the middle,
terrific.
and we've added a flea market to the backside of the museum, so we're getting like 10, 12 of those vendors, and hopefully that'll grow as well.
Absolutely.
And just really, having a business on Main Street, I can tell you how important it is to have that farmers and artisans market. It just brings hundreds of people onto Main Street to my shop every Saturday.
Well, you're really blessed to have Don McCord working with you guys. I've known Don for a long time also, and he was with the county planning department, and he just understands the process.
He does.
And I had him on the show maybe a year ago, and we talked a lot about village and town and community building and things like that. So yeah, he's definitely a plus for you guys, but also I think for the region, because people will begin to mimic what you all do.
Yeah.
The other thing I think I mentioned before we came on the air was I want to do a shout out to Rick Mascaro.
Yeah.
He's my buddy. We have a
he's
lot
great.
of fun together. But where I'm going with that is the Harvest Moon production he did last year. I was Shelley Green, who was the mayor of Westfield at one time, was a florist.
Yeah.
And then we had other people that were representing in the play, the TV repairman, the photographer. We had just all the different pieces of the community back in the 60s and 70s and so forth. And when I saw this lineup this year especially, it was like, boom, I was back in that play listening to all of these spirits that were talking about the good old days. I think they're back.
I agree with you, and that was a great production, by the way. It's wonderful to see people coming from outside of even Chautauqua County, and they discover Westfield, and they're like, "Wow, I can't believe how vibrant this community is. How did this happen?" And it's like, well, it's a long story, but
It doesn't happen overnight by any means.
And then what's nice here that now we're into the fall winter frame. I get to talk to a lot of the locals that come into the store, and they're talking about how great it is to live here and how great it is to have the shops and these great restaurants. And I don't know if it's the good old days or it's the new days, but it feels
that way a little bit
it feels
retro anyways.
great, and it's a wonderful place to live. And we really, it is that vibrant community that we always talk about, and it really is great to see.
Say you show 435.
Wow!
And I
Congratulations.
Bet, where I'm going with it, probably out of 435, out of 434 shows, I probably have always said Chautauqua County is a great place to live.
Yep, you
Right?
do.
But,
Yep.
you're not from Chautauqua County originally, are you?
No, my wife's family is from the area. I grew up in Southeast Ohio and traveled around the world in my younger consulting days, and married a Swedish woman, of course. So, and then we decided we'd move to this area.
See,
and
I'm
just love it.
basically from Buffalo, and I sort of did the same thing.
Yeah.
My wife's from Ripley and
There you
Homestead there, but once you get down here, it's like, wow.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's really
So you
good.
said you traveled the world. What were you doing?
I started with Price Waterhouse at the time in their management consulting, and did a lot of large-scale projects for Fortune 100 companies, and that took me to all over the country, in France and Germany. And,
Nice.
it was a great way to spend your 20s. So.
The weird thing is, I just got back from Germany and France and Prague.
Oh, very
Barb and I just took one of those riverboat cruises.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it was super good.
Good for you.
All right, I digress. So let's talk a little bit more about. Tell me about Rosie's Workshop.
Sure.
I've seen your shop. Usually there's a very well-decorated mannequin outside.
Yes, the blue dude.
you can't miss it. So what is Rosie's Workshop?
So Rosie's Workshop is kind of a fun brand that my wife and I founded back in 2017. It started with furniture and lighting. Turned out we learned very quickly that furniture is a very difficult item to make any money on. And the lighting was really where we got a lot of energy and positive feedback from our customers. And from there we started working on larger scale lights for like the hospitality industry, and then we also started thinking about retail. And so we tried a pop-up shop in 2018 in Westfield that many of you may remember. It was on the corner of Market and Main Street.
I do.
And we were known for our mannequins then already, and that kind of told us that retail concept would work. And so we took that concept to Pittsburgh, where there's a nice large market, and we found success there. And we've been operating retail in the Pittsburgh market ever since.
So you have another Rosie's Workshop there?
We have a nice big Rosie's Workshop down in
Really?
Lawrenceville in Pittsburgh. Yeah,
I did
it's
not
a
know that.
very cool place. It's 2 stories, 2,200 square feet,
Wow.
and we have a good team that runs it for us down there. So we manufacture the lighting, the home decor, and the candles right here in Chautauqua. We have a small little studio manufacturing assembly place between here and Westfield, Mayville and Westfield, and it make some really unique lights. And many of you, if you've ever seen it, we do like camera accent lights that have a little Edison bulb on them.
So
We
like
do-
steampunk?
No, we actually we kind of diverted off of steampunk, so it's a very refined look.
Okay. All right.
So it's cameras restored visually, clean all the optics, recondition the leather, all that kind of thing.
So would you call my wife and say what I keep in my office could be used someday for something else?
Yeah. So just tell her it's upcycling. Bring her to Rosie's workshop.
What are you gonna do with that? I said, I got ideas.
Yeah,
All right,
absolutely. And we'll actually, and the reason we call it Rosie's Workshop from a retail perspective is we also do some classes and workshops. We're getting pretty good at that. There's our blue dude mannequin. He's currently Yoda. Santa Yoda, we call him. That trended pretty hot on Facebook there a week ago when I put that together.
I did see it on Facebook,
Yeah. So super fun. So yeah, it's always worth driving through Westfield looking to see what we have on the street.
So if somebody has an idea and they have some material, they could come to your place and have you make
Yeah, we'll do scheduled sessions. We sell the cord kit, so if you don't want to do a workshop, we also sell the really nice vintage cords. So yeah, I see we've got the.
All right, so this is in Westfield right now.
That's the Westfield shop.
So somebody walks in there and you say, I want to make a lamp. You have the guts for the lamp holder and wires and all that stuff?
We sell kit, and you can buy those anytime.
I had no idea you did that there.
Yeah, and we're known for our vintage fabric cords. One of the things that we learned, you mentioned steampunk, is that steampunk is very cool stuff. I have quite a few pieces myself I've collected over the years. I do love that artistic take. The one thing with a lot of that, though, is they reuse parts of like the electric and such, and they don't put as much style thought into like the chords. So my divergent was, I really love the vintage fabric cord. And so we worked really hard and we tested that and we found that people do care about that. So I actually tracked down a manufacturer that puts together cord kits for us with a nice little dimmer in line.
Oh, wow.
It's all European spec. We tried different manufacturers that served the US and I never found the quality I wanted. And then a friend of mine says, try the European suppliers.
Oh my gosh! You go to Germany, and they're always like 2 years ahead of us when it comes to lighting and electronics.
Oh yeah.
And whenever I come back, I always tell people, this is what's going to be in your car in a year or two. This is what's going to be, and sure enough, because they use those strips of plastic, and then you just hook your light onto it, and then that type of thing. And nobody had seen that before, and all of a sudden now I see all that stuff. So yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah. So like I said, we have these beautiful vintage fabric cords, these super heavy duty, it's actually a brass socket with a chrome electroplate on it, where a lot of it's in this market, a much lighter tin with a coating. So like I said, it just makes for a very eloquent light. And if you got a lighting project, the kits aren't cheap, but they're top quality, great stuff. We also sell the Edison bulbs out of the store as well.
Wow. The Edison bulb is with that big crazy looking wire in there? Or that,
yep, the filaments are fully exposed, and the ones we carry are PL&T. They actually hand spin the filaments down in Texas outside of Dallas. And so you get a little bit of handwork in the light bulbs even. And that's a really important thing to us, is always trying to keep things as local and US made as possible. We're not 100% perfect on that, because there's just some things that, if you're trying to do a retail shop, with everything US made, it's very challenging. So we find a balance, but we always put a lot of thought, especially into our marquee products like our lighting and such.
So what's your role today today and tomorrow, as far as the Christmas in the Village? I mean, what are you guys doing?
Yeah, so Rosie's, we're on the hot toddy crawl.
All right, for people that don't know what a toddy is, because that's kind of an old English term, I think. So what exactly are we talking here?
So it's a nice hot drink that's usually got some alcohol in it, but not always. Spiced wine, spiced cider, hot chocolate, coffee with stuff in it. Anything that keeps you warm here in these Chautauqua winters. And so we really want to celebrate that here at Christmas in the Village. We're actually, Rosie's is partnering with Johnson Estates. They'll be doing a Ipocris spiced wine with cider there, and we got it in a. We're also, Rosie's is known for kind of our mid-century modern retro theme and look, and so if you come to Christmas in the Village, you got to come to Rosie's, because we have this rocket-shaped coffee pot from like 1950s.
Of course you do.
Yes, and we'll be serving the cider out of that, and it's quite the sight to be seen. I should have brought Jeff a picture of that coffee pot. I totally forgot about that.
So there's various places that have these hot toddies?
Yeah, there's actually 12 of them on Main Street in Portage that will be doing hot toddies.
So by the time you get done with the 12th one, you can get pretty blitzed.
Not all of them are alcohol, and we
take a little breather in between.
Yeah, at least get a lunch at Brazil's or Parkview or Clarko's.
Yes. So all the restaurants are open.
Restaurants are open, and a lot of them will have Christmas-themed specials as well.
Nice.
So it's definitely a good place to come and get warmed up and,
All right,
and filled up and
so
shopped.
You don't have to have all the toddies.
You don't have to have all of them. There's also, as part of the downtown shopping, we have a Tour of Westfield card. And the stops on the tour card, and so you get a little green card. You can go around each of the shops, kind of experience. It's a good excuse to walk into places you wouldn't have walked in before, or probably wouldn't if you didn't have some excuse like that. And so you go around and get those cards tagged out. And here's a map of all those participating.
Okay, so let's
shops
keep
and
it up there,
restaurants.
Jeff, for a while. So
Yep.
let's just kind of give people an idea how they want to approach the day. So folks that are listening to me on the radio, this is just information because the event will be over. But as far as people that are be watching this today and tomorrow, because we're on a couple times a day now, what would be a good place to start? Where are you going to park? Where's good parking?
Well, Westfield is miraculously, and this is part of that 25-year planning, is we have a lot of free municipal lots. And they're marked on the map with the Ps, and so there's 4 of them that are conveniently located to downtown.
All right, so let's yell them out.
So yep, there's one off of Portage to the heading towards Barcelona on the right.
Okay.
There's the big one right behind Main Street, and it actually runs, this map's kind of making it look smaller, but it runs behind the entire 2 blocks of Main Street there. Lots of good parking there, and they just repaved that this past 2 years.
So for people that are familiar with Westfield, the parking lot, the first one that you said on Portage, that would be down towards the firemen.
Yep, it's at
Okay.
it's right on that street that goes to the fire department.
Okay, and then the big one would be behind like the credit union,
Yep.
behind the restaurants.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And you enter that parking lot from.
You can either take Market Street
Right.
in the center, or come from behind, and there's another
was
entrance that way.
it Clinton Street?
Clinton Street.
Okay, and then listen to me. I know these things.
Yeah.
And then there's one over by the Presbyterian Church on that would be South Portage.
Yep.
And that's quite a big lot there. And where's the other one? I'm missing one.
There's the one at Portage, and I think that's one you just mentioned. We actually don't have it on the lot.
Okay, there's 3
And-
there.
Yep. And
Now,
then
is there parking at the school or anything like that? Or?
You can. That's pretty far down.
Yeah. And there's probably parking on the off streets too. I suspect.
Yeah, there's parking on off streets. There's free parking downtown on Main Street, Portage, and that's a key thing, is for Westfield to have free parking. It's not, you just don't get hassled, which is a really nice part of the initial getting there and visiting, which is great. So the starting wise, it's always great to check out some of the things on Portage, and then make your way up Main Street and back down. I always recommend to people. Custom Cuts is new on the Hot Toddy Crawl this year.
What's Custom Cuts?
It is a very nice barbershop hair stylist.
I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
I'm not playing around now. I didn't know
Yeah.
if it was like a meat market or if it was.
Yeah.
Custom Cuts. It sounds. I mean, it could go either way.
Yeah,
You know?
yep.
But so it's a barber.
Well, and this is one of the reasons you want to follow the tour card, and then you'll discover
find
a
out
new
all about
place.
it. Okay,
Absolutely.
That's a new one on me. I haven't heard of that one before. Custom Cuts. Okay.
Yep. And then, of course, we've got Portage Pie, Grace and Abe's on that street, along with Larry's Cantina and Tony's Shoe Repair. And then if folks haven't been in Tony's Shoe Repair, it is a magical place.
He always says, hey, Mr. John, the big TV man. I go, Tony, just fix my shoes, okay?
But yeah, if you need bags or shoes fixed, any kind of outdoor wear, boots, that's where I
boots
get all
I'm
my
wearing right
stuff.
now, I bought it there.
Yep. So, but yeah, that's been a great.
Okay.
I can't tell you how many people come into the village. They see me, but they came because of Tony.
Oh, absolutely.
He brings a ton of people from all
He's a show
over.
unto himself.
He is.
Okay, so all right. So if you're coming South Portage, what else you got there?
So yeah, on South Portage, Genre's Bookshop, if folks haven't discovered that yet, it's a really nice used bookshop. It also sells pretty much county-wide local authors.
Oh, Shannon's been here, and Mary Ellen.
yeah.
We've had a lot of folks here. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, and
So
that's a great addition.
That's part of the YWCA.
Yep.
Okay.
Of course, we have Lakeshore Center of the Arts. They'll be doing the Hot Toddy Crawl, as well as some special gift options with local artists.
Okay, and that's part of the Presbyterian Church on the backside.
Yep.
Okay.
And of course, we have the Patterson Library. They're featuring the Hall of Trees, which is always a nice, lot of Christmas trees decorating.
Okay, so there's a variety of things you can see. But are there any activities for kids or anything?
Yeah, they'll be doing some. I'm trying to find it here. There's a lot of things. Yeah, so we've got the children's story time and the Take and Make Craft Kids for Children. That'll be happening 10 to 2 on Saturday.
They almost always have something along those.
Oh yeah, they've got a great programming schedule there. It's like I could fill the one page of the schedule sheet with just their stuff.
People haven't been in the Patterson Library. That's a destination of itself.
It is. It
I always
really
take
is.
people there. All right, so then we got the park, right?
Yeah. So the parks, it's funny when I first moved to Westfield. There was a little pine tree next to the gazebo, and it was maybe 4 or 5 feet tall. It is now grown to be, I think that thing's 25, 30 feet.
I know the tree you're talking about too.
Yep, the giant, so that's Westfield's giant Christmas tree.
There we go.
And they had the bucket truck out, putting the lights on it this past week, and it is lit up, like a fireball.
Now, last week I was re-informed by Michelle Henry that at the McClure Mansion they're having a high tea today of some sort, some type.
Yeah, they're doing a holiday tea, 11 to 2. We'll have, it's at the McClure Mansion, as you said, scones, savory sweets, lots of hot drinks as well.
Now
And here's the giant Christmas tree. I was
There
hoping
it
Jeff
is.
would pull that up. So yeah, and the park is, and that's last year, they've added a lot more lights. I think Marilyn said they got a 7-foot angel that's a ball of lights as well.
And look, it's beautiful. And the nice thing about this event is that it goes into the evening, and Westfield is like, I can hear all the meters running right now on the electricity, but it's beautiful.
It really is. The other part of not only decorating the park like this is that we also request nicely that all the businesses go all out decorating their windows, and so people have really gotten on board with that, and it's been a lot of fun to see what they have. And Jeff, I know there's some a few pictures. Yeah, there's last year's window at the insurance agency. Super cute. There's T.W. Biggins. T.W. Biggins this year really went all out on their window display. These beautiful dolls and stuff in the Victorian theme.
Okay. Yeah.
So yeah, and yep, there's T.W. Biggins. It's kind of hard to see it was very bright yesterday when I was trying to capture these images, but that is definitely worth stopping and taking a look at. And I know they'll have a hot toddy as well.
Growing up in Buffalo, that was one of the things that we would enjoy doing, is going through down Main Street and seeing at A&A's or whatever the store was, they'd have little things, little dolls or little scenes for Christmas, and I mean that was a big deal, and so this is reminiscent of that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
let's bring that map back up, Jeff, if we could, and let's continue on our hot toddy crawl here. So now let's go down Main Street.
So yeah, as you work, and before we get all the way into the heart of town, on the left is the Great Discovery Center, and they're really kicking their doors open this weekend with they'll be doing some hot toddies, but they also have a great gift shop there. And if you haven't been to the Great Discovery Center, it's definitely worth walking in this time of year.
I think every year I've gotten something there for Christmas for somebody.
Absolutely.
And the Great Discovery Center, folks, is out on Route 20. It's the old Ford dealership, and you can't miss it. And they're open all weekend, I'm assuming, as well?
Yeah, they're 11 to 5, Thursday through Sunday, and they'll be doing 10% off of all items in the gift shop except for the wine.
Excellent. All right.
So definitely a time to
they're
check them
on
out.
the outer limits of the event. So,
Yep.
Okay, so let's go back into town then.
So now as you work up Main Street across from the park, we've got 2 great restaurants, the Park View and Brazil's on Main. They'll be doing some great lunches and dinners.
Now, the Parkview was only doing breakfast and lunch. I think.
Breakfast and lunch, yep.
Okay, so they're not doing dinners, but
They won't be doing
Brazil's
dinners.
is doing dinners. and so
Yep, along with
Right,
our other
both great restaurants. Mhm.
Yep. Then 2 great gift shop is Peaceful Designs. Lots and lots of holiday gift ideas in there. She was just unpacking a lot of merchandise yesterday when I saw her, and it looks great in there. Definitely check her out. And she's got some great ceramics in there if you're into the ceramic arts at all.
Oh, yeah.
So Waste Not is another fun store that just opened this year right next to Peaceful Designs, and it's a kind of secondhand items, but she's a European lady that's got a great eye on stuff. And
Waste Not.
Waste Not.
N-O-T or K-N-O-T?
N-O-T.
Okay.
Yep, don't waste.
That's a new one. I haven't
Yeah.
heard that one.
So yeah, that's definitely, if you're coming to the village, definitely walk through her place.
Now, is there going to be music on?
Yeah, we'll have, we won't have live music, but we will be piping Christmas music throughout the village.
That's a big deal. I mean, that always gets everybody in the spirit. Okay.
Yep. No, matter of fact, when I leave here, one of the first things I got to do when I get down there is roll a PA system out to
Flip
the park
the
and set up the music for that part of downtown. And then, of course, Rosie's workshop, we pipe music all the time out the front of our building. So from there, we've got Triple Crown sports cards, and he specializes in, of course, sports cards and Pokemon. And I can tell you that there's quite a little trade going on with
That's
that.
Terry, right?
Terry, yeah.
Yep.
And then Betts Insurance, Richie's going to open his doors. He usually has an artisan or two in there as well, but he does hot toddies. I think actually his wife will be doing the hot toddies, because I understand he's probably out hunting right now. And then Blanche's Goodie Garden, House of Serif, nice little antiques boutique, and he'll be having some hot coffee on there and some definite gift ideas. I know they've been bringing in quite a bit of stuff for this. Antiques in Maine, Molly, she'll have her door open and such. Of course, and if you really want the ultimate retro bar experience, the tap room is a must stop for the $2 beer kind of thing.
I played there years ago. I have fond memories of that place.
Yep, Kate does a great job. She keeps it going. So Lena's Pizza and Taco, we do some hot toddies as well. Okay. And T.W. Biggins, as we mentioned.
Okay, hold on. Time out. Your mic. We got to retrieve your mic. Hang on. I do this quite often. Okay.
I see it. Yeah.
So as Blair's getting refitted here, folks, I'm Doc Hamels, and you're watching Chautauqua Sunrise, and my guest today is Blair Koss, who is a proprietor of Rosie's workshop in Westfield, and we're discussing the great Christmas in the village in Westfield this weekend.
Yeah.
So yesterday is all done, and today is what 11 till what time?
It'll go 11 till essentially 7. A lot of the regular activities go till about 5, and then we kick things off with a parade of lights.
Okay, that's
Let there be light, parade of lights.
All right, so back to the map. So here we go. So we got almost down Main Street. So I think we're midway. We were finishing up right around your place, I think, right?
Yeah. So from there we've got on the other side of the street, and there's a nice crosswalk right around the House of Serif to get to the main diner. And then Rosie's workshop. Again, just look for the Santa Yoda. Santa Yoda. Also, a real call out here is a new store this year is Legacy Antiques, and then there's the Vault Jeweler in there as well, and it's in the old Key Bank building. Great addition to the community. It's a really high-end showroom for antiques and jewelry, estate jewelry. And then of course,
probably should stay away from there.
Yeah, it's a dangerous place. And then the Westfield Village Antique Center is all decked out in their windows, and they have about 3 dozen vendors in there now. And so definitely a place where you can find some treasures. Before we head too far up, as we go down Elm Street at the main diner, we do have the Hall of Christmas Artisan Market right in Easton Hall.
That is something special.
It
is
is great.
You got a bunch of people in there, right?
Yep, lots of artisans.
I actually played that place just by myself.
That's right.
So maybe that's where I met you too. Marilyn talked me into doing that one year.
She will.
She's watching. I know she's watching.
Also, and one thing that Christmas Village is known for is horse and carriage rides for the kids and families, and we do that for free. We actually use the Hall of Christmas funds that they collect to vend there to pay for the horse and carriage rides.
Okay, super.
So that'll be going on both Saturday and Sunday. And from there, also just to call out, if you love homemade soups, the Wooden Spoon is a fantastic little shop to get soups to go, made from scratch.
Now, where's that?
It's right next to Easton Hall.
Okay. Oh, I know where that is.
It's a little building.
It's been like 10 different restaurants over the years.
Yeah,
I know.
I think Jackie's there to stay. She does a great job.
Stay
She's got a heck of a following.
Good.
So you get lunch from her at least once or twice a week. So once we get to Market Street, we've got
Oh,
Full
yeah.
Strength Coffee, and again, that's a real strong addition to our community. The last couple of years, Kathy Archer and her team does a great job. It's a full espresso bar, coffee shop, great healthy food options there. And she'll be doing a hot toddy crawl. She also carries a lot of local artisan gifts, and it's definitely worth checking out.
So there's a key word you just said, local, and we're encouraging people to shop local.
Yep.
And we talk about this here all the time with the Chamber of Commerce for Chautauqua County is Chautauqua in getting the gift cards to go to the various places. So yeah, we're with you all the way.
Yeah.
Okay. And we're almost done with the maps. We just got a
Yeah.
few more. We got to stay on Market though. There's one more on Market.
Yep. So we got California Dreamin', another cool
Bobby
cool
Rios.
shop.
Yeah.
Yep. Bob Rios brings that California flair right to downtown Westfield.
He's got some real interesting things in there. He's got instruments and he's got
does
jewelry and ponchos and all kinds of stuff.
And don't forget women's fashion.
Yeah,
His daughter sources it from Los Angeles and
Yep.
ships it out here. So yeah, it's a great place to check out. Clark is Italian, great lunch and
Absolutely.
dinner place. At the Thrifty Kitty, and then a big call out here is Blue June Blooms. That's our florist flower shop here in town. But Britt has done an awesome job creating this thing called the Christmas Tree Wonderland, and it is definitely worth walking through there.
Yeah.
She's got I think there's 25, 30 trees that are just
I
decked
bet,
out. And so
I
if you want
bet.
to find the perfect ornament, any kind of Christmas decoration that's really refined, nice.
I have bought
check
things
out.
there for that time of year. Yeah,
Yep.
great.
And then Living Glass Gallery, she has got that just a beautiful collection of art and artist glass in there. Definitely worth it. You should walk through. She's doing a great hot toddy this year. We've got Surroundings Art Gallery, and then the Main Street Salon and CJ's Pizza and rounds it out.
Wow. Okay, and so the parade. Let's talk about the parade a little bit. So
Yeah.
what can people expect?
You can
Bundle up.
expect you bundle up a bit. We're gonna have some wind, but we do live in Western New York, so this is I think our fourth or fifth Let There Be Light Parade of Lights, and it's just a fun time. It is like Americana to the max. Different families and groups get together and create floats or concepts, so they walk down the street. I think last year the winner was the Christmas Vacation.
Yes.
Where the family dressed up just
it was
like
what do you call that? It was Chevy Chase movie.
Yeah, yep,
the Cranks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so yeah, they had the guy with the bathrobe.
Yes. He looked exactly like the brother-in-law.
He did. Yep.
Absolutely. I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. So that's just a great example of the only thing they couldn't find the old RV to totally deck out. They had to kind of piecemeal that a little bit. But,
Right.
no, it was very cool. But there's just a ton of those. I know the Main Diner last year did a great job with a really decked out, lighted up golf cart that really highlighted kind of the diner concepts.
And the nice thing about it is at nighttime, because it's at 5 o'clock, the sun is down, and everybody's got lights on. And then you just kind of feel like you're in a Hallmark movie, don't you?
Yep, you absolutely do.
That's really cool.
So yeah, so I highly recommend trying to get down there, do some stuff in the afternoon, wait for the parade at
Right,
5, and
o'clock.
then like I say, a lot of the shops, so we stay open until 7. So after you're done with the parade, you can still pop in.
So the
grab a
parade
glass
is,
of
if
hot
I
toddy.
remember, it's like about half hour, 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah.
From start to finish. And they're starting down at the school
coming down to through Main Street, takes a right on Portage and ends back of the fire hall.
Okay, great. Okay.
But yeah, the best viewing is of course right on Main Street. So yeah, so that's going to be exciting time.
Then what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow we've got some the Holly Tour is the big headline for tomorrow. Still get tickets available, but that's the women's organization where they coordinate house tours that are all decked out for Christmas. And I know they're doing the Ripley Mansion this year.
Yes, the Hamilton. I saw
yeah.
that. And that's got 27 rooms. I don't know how many
Yeah,
they're going to
I don't know how many.
use, but I mean, if you haven't been in there, that is sweet. That's really cool.
Yeah, that's worth the price of admission right there in itself.
If
so.
Don't get me started because I'm the town historian, and that's just a very cool history to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's very cool.
That's a Holly tour tomorrow. Okay.
Yeah, and then they'll also be serving refreshments, as you finish that tour at the Lakeshore Assembly of God Church on Main Street. There's also concerts in their sanctuary tomorrow. All the shops will still be doing the hot toddy crawl on Sunday as well. And what else? Saturday and Sunday attractions. And the horse-drawn carriage rides will continue today and tomorrow.
Now, we talked before the show, and it doesn't stop with this weekend, right? You've
No,
got
it
a
does not.
bunch of other things that are going to keep on going, keep the spirit
Yes,
going.
a key thing for Westfield is, we've had Christmas in the Village for decades, and we did bring in the businesses in the last 5-6 years, which has been a great addition to the event. But now, as we look at from a downtown partnership community perspective, is like how do we keep that fun, exciting Christmas spirit going through
And
the entire?
hold that thought, because we have a phone call.
Cool.
Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Doc and Blair. It's Sue Poster.
Hi, Sue.
Hey, Sue.
I just wanted to say I'm watching, and I
Uh-oh.
think you're doing a great job.
She listened to everything we said.
Sue is one of our great community assets and a key community member. So you do so much for Westfield, Sue. We really appreciate it.
Oh, I don't really do much, but thank you.
Did we forget it?
What I called for
Yes.
is I just want to give a shout out. I heard you talking about the parade, which of course starts tonight at 5 o'clock.
Yes.
Yep.
Chautauqua
got that
Sunrise
right.
will be there. It's going to be awesome. We have a grand marshal for the first time. This
Yes.
year it's Al Holbrook.
Oh,
There
yes.
was a really nice article in the Observer the other day about all that Al does
Yep. Saw that.
behind the scenes for Westfield. And he and his granddaughters will be on a bucket truck from the electric company.
Wow.
It's
And
gonna be very
then
cool.
following at the very end, I will be escorting Santa and Mrs. Claus
The big
on my
man.
vintage red Camaro.
All right.
that goes
I
out
love
the
that
parade.
car.
And Santa and Mrs. Claus are portrayed by Mark and Deb Puckhaber.
Oh.
And they did the Christmas tree lighting in the park last night. There are a million pictures by Shelley Hunt Bowen on Facebook. It's just fabulous. I urge everybody to come out to Westfield. But
All right.
anyway, carry on. You guys are doing a great job.
All right, and
Thanks, Sue.
we got to end up here because I got to get Blair out the door here. In a
That's
minute.
right. To get things going
So,
down there, you gotta get
thanks
the music
for
on.
calling. Okay, so wrap it up,
Yep.
and then we'll get you out the door.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So what you'll find when you come to Westfield is the map that we've been displaying and such as part of this bifold handout, and it's a really nice product to really describe what's going to be happening in Westfield all holiday season here. So each weekend we've got some kind of a special event. Of course, we start next weekend with Small Business Saturday. We have a lot of businesses doing specials and such. A great time to do some Christmas shopping locally. We also do Best Gift, Best Meal. Will be 2nd and 3rd of December. We will then also, I think this one's the one I'm most excited about is the Westfield Cookie Tour. So we have different shops have different cookies and probably some hot toddies as well that weekend. So that's December 17th.
So if people can't make the events this weekend, there's a lot going on.
Still
so
things going
Chautauqua
on.
County that's listening, come to Westfield.
Yep. And then December 23rd, we're working on what's called Final Friday. That'll be the Friday before Christmas Eve, and lots of shops will have specials and kind of the liquidating the holiday merchandise that we didn't get sold, and be a good time to pick up some stocking stuffers.
All right. So it sounds like a lot's going on in Westfield. Blair, I
is.
promised to get you out the door, so I'm going to do
Yep.
just that. I'm going to thank you for
thank you
joining us
very
today.
much.
Thanks, Sue, for calling in. We're going to take a little breather, folks. But you've been watching Chautauqua Sunrise. Blair Koss is from Rosie's workshop that has been my guest today. Thanks for coming by.
Thank you for having me, Doc.
I'm going to just say goodbye, and we're going to take a little commercial break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned. I got more. Okay. You can have a cup if you want. See you. Good luck, y'all.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
So as promised, I said I was going to reverse things, so I have a few things to share with you, and I still have 11 minutes, and I can talk forever, so let's see what happens here. Sue Poster, when she called in, said that Al Holbrook is going to be the Grand Marshal today, and I just happen to have the information about Al that I want to share in case you, don't hear it any other place. Okay, so it says, the Let There Be Light Parade, one of the most popular and ever-growing attractions of Westfield's Christmas in the Village, being held this weekend, is something new this year. They got something new, as well as the Christmas-themed floats, lighted vehicles, and walkers carrying all kinds of lights. The parade will be held led by their first Grand Marshal, Alan Holbrook. I know Al. We used to work together for a short period of time when I was at Westfield. It is our wish to honor a distinguished member of our community by asking him to lead our parade. This year's choice exemplifies all the attributes of a fine, upstanding citizen who has been and continues to serve and to be an outstanding member of the community of Westfield. Alan, a Westfield native, is the son of Shirley and Howard Holbrook. He graduated from Westfield Academy in Central School in 1972, and he was active in sports and music. He graduated from SUNY Fredonia with a BS in economics, a BA in business administration, and an MS in special studies. He recently retired from his job as business manager at Westfield, where he was a valued employee for over 30 years. Al will still describe himself as a numbers guy, and he always told me how much money I had to spend. Al and his wife Lisa have two daughters, Alexandra Holbrook Matos and Marie Holbrook Mahoney. They have been blessed with three grandchildren, Juliana Mahoney, Aviana, and Isabel Matos. Among Alan's noteworthy accomplishments, past and present, are 44 active years in the fire department, Village of Westfield trustee for 6 years, a member and treasurer of the Westfield Development Corporation, a member of the Westfield Barcelona Chamber of Commerce Board, when does he have time, which he serves as treasurer, past president of the Westfield Memorial Hospital Board, past president of the Westfield Memorial Hospital Foundation Board, treasurer of the Sons of American Legion, trustee for the YWCA of Westfield. He also is a member of the Westfield's famed Dutch Meister Band. Now you see why he was picked. Having been a first responder and having a true passion for those who selflessly put themselves on the front lines during any crisis, Al is primarily responsible for the erection of the first responders tribute on Portage Street in Westfield. We covered that story a while back. Al took the lead and acted as chairperson of the project until its completion and dedication in 2019. Al's last venture, where he once again has taken the lead and serves as chairperson, is the formation of the Westfield Fund. The Westfield Fund is a philanthropic entity funded by gifts and donations created to benefit and provide monetary grants to Westfield's charitable organizations. On a fair weather day, you can be sure to find Al on the golf course, as he is an avid golfer. I didn't know that. Be sure to wave and cheer for Al and his two granddaughters, Aviana and Isabel, as they lead Let There Be Light Parade, riding high on the Great Picker of all things. How cool is that? The parade will, as we know, will take place today at 5 o'clock. It begins at the Westfield School and travels through downtown Main Street. So just remember, bring a light if you want and enjoy that day. So congratulations, Al, a fine, fine person that I've known over the years. Okay, some other announcements I want to share with you. Infinity Visual and Performing Arts announces a soft opening event for their new satellite location, something we covered a while ago before the pandemic, Pearl City Clay House. Pearl City Clay House, as the name suggests, will be a place to play with clay, but it will be so much more than that. It will be an arts community space for everyone, from the novice crafter to the artist with years of experience under their belt. Taking a class at Pearl City House will also provide support for their community's creative youth. 100% of all Pearl City Clay profits will support youth music arts program at the Infinity and Performing Arts Center. Originally set to open back in 2020, COVID and supply chain setbacks delayed the opening of the Clay House. Originally set to open, virtual classes and pop-up events have been held throughout the community and helped build a creative client base as they awaited the much anticipated opening of the doors. Nearly 300 participants have experienced the Pearl City Clay House classes in a variety of community partner locations in Jamestown and the surrounding area. Okay. And then our friend Shane Hawkins, who's going to be here in a couple of weeks, says the following: "We are beyond excited to be at this stage. We could not have achieved this without our amazing funders, supporters, the building owner, our project manager, all of the dedicated contractors, partners, and community members of the Pearl City Clay House program." our board of directors, and the entire Infinity team. This is truly a community effort. It will be a vibrant community hub for creativity for years to come. And then the director, who was on the show a while back, Deborah X, says, it's been wonderful meeting students on Zoom and at pop-up events all over the community. But she really can't wait to greet the community in their beautiful new studios. They've lined up a wonderful team of instructors in a wide variety of contemporary crafts as well as ceramics, and they are excited to share their talents. Okay, it's over on 220 East 2nd Street in downtown Jamestown. And for more information, give them a call at 664-0991. Okay, let's keep on going. We talked about the Westfield's Christmas in the Village, and gosh, if you miss anything, you just got to go back and watch the show again, or get on YouTube and watch it. Okay, but there's still things going on today, starting at 11 o'clock. And running through 7, and then tomorrow they have just a whole slew of things. And if you want any more information, give them a call at 753-6043. Again, 753-6043. Then we got something new, a Celtic Christmas at the Ridge. Okay, let's pop up that one. I don't remember this one. A Celtic Christmas springs from the infinity rich treasury of Ireland's cultural heritage. It is a recreation of a night before Christmas in the west of Ireland in the 1940s, before the advent of motorcar, the television, and the telephone. Traditionally in the remote parish of Teampall, oh my gosh, it's out that way. I can't read that. I don't know how to say that. The neighbors gathered, it's all in Gaelic, the neighbors gathered at each other's farmhouses, brought with them their fiddles, ukulele pipes, I think I said that right, flutes, whistles, and bodhrans, which are hand drums, for a night of traditional Irish music, traditional carols, traditional Irish dance, and of course, storytelling. A Celtic Christmas brings to life just such a night by taking us back to rural Ireland back in the 40s and so forth. We talked about that. Okay, so that's going to be Friday, December 2nd, okay, from 7:30 p.m. and 9 p.m. Okay, for premium and loge, it's $45. Orchestra seats, $35. Adults, $12. Children, 12 and under. I'm sorry. Wait a minute. Children are $12. Adults are $35. Excuse me. Okay, the premium and loge and orchestra seats are in that $45 range. Under the balcony is $25. Wait a minute. Balcony is $25. Adults are $12. All right, and it's the way it reads here. So adults are $35. Children under 12 are $12. Ooh. Okay, it's the 26th season of Foley's. He's the guy who wrote this. A Celtic Christmas. It takes place, as we said, immediately after Thanksgiving. All right, so for tickets, give them a call at 484-7070. 484-7070, or you can go to the box office and get the tickets there. I'm speeding through here. All right, Christmas on Central. We're going to take you up to Dunkirk. Mayor Willie Rosas in the city of Dunkirk has festivals and special events. Are excited to announce their Christmas on Central Small Business Saturday and Market, and that's going to be next week from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m. And they have 40 local businesses and vendors, and they're doing the same thing in many cases as Westfield. For more information, give them a call at 366-9886. Now, real quick, let's go to the next slide. Ripley is having a big parade, and they're going to be on December 10th. And they are going to have a bunch of things going on. And I think we'll talk more about that next week when I have a bit more time, because I'm running low on time. But that's going to be, December 10th. So I'll make sure we talk about that next week. But mark your calendars for that fun weekend. And then let's go to the next slide. The Opera House is going to have their Christmas market for the first 3 weekends of December. Last week I got that all goofed up. But they are going to have little booths and things from all over the place. And we'll talk a little bit more about that. But there's going to be authentic German items, and there's going to be glass and jewelry, jams and jellies, little gnomes, wood products, hand-painted glass, and so forth. And then the last announcement that I have is at the library in Ripley. They're looking for vendors for that December 10th event, which is going to be held at the library. And it's beautiful there. They're going to have little areas for everybody to set up. So if you have a pop-up that you want to feature for your particular business or whatever, let them know at the library at 736-3913. Woo! Okay, I got through the announcements just barely. I want to thank everybody that joined me today. Again, you can watch the show again on Spectrum on channel 1301. We broadcast at 2 and 8 every day. And of course, you can always go to YouTube and find us again. My guest today was Blair Koss, and I hope you enjoyed his explanation of the activities in Westfield. I got 5 seconds to go, so stay warm, be careful, get out there. The weather is okay, it's cold, but it's winter here in Chautauqua County. So bundle up and enjoy all the things that are really going on in our county. I'm Doc Hamels, and I'm going to see you next week right here on Access 1301.